I can never remember. Okay, we're live. Hey guys, it's Abby with Motor City Nerds and Nicole and Two Girls, One Episode, but we're covering 2 episodes of the JINX Part 2, but we're going to start out with something fun. I don't know. And if you're from the True Detective Squad, this is Joey. This is our Pete that we know. Do you want to know what it is, Nicole? So we're going to start with this for the NFL draft. It's not a bit. Like I said, we'll start out light with this and celebrate the draft in Detroit.
I wish our Made episode was active because it from MTV Made, remember? Because Joey's in it. Joey's in it because he went out on the stage, and I know they filmed it, and I wish they would have showed it because this, if we had that with this, people would understand.
Well, remember
that was 10 years ago.
Remember that he said he changed his schedule up to walk in the background, and they had to start telling him like get out of the background.
But you could see him
when he was all messed up and said. And they stopped him and go, you got to be more, like, they were really trying to check him. Like, fine, if you want to be in the background, we'll interview you, dude. And then they were like, you got to be more enthusiastic. She's really enthusiastic about it. That's the highlight. That's the best. But no, the Made episode doesn't exist. But we're going to celebrate the Detroit NFL draft with Joey, our friend. And this is what he was doing at
Motor City. It was
it Motor City?
Yep. Or no, MGM, I think it was. Yeah, I think you're right.
But
yeah, correct.
There are
Don't listen to me.
Where I'll pause a couple times, and this won't take too long, of how long was he listening to that song from Christmas Vacation or Vegas Vacation? It was stuck in my head the entire day. But yeah, let me see if I can do this.
You don't remember when he went to one of his best friend's bachelor parties in Vegas? He was on the Spirit airline or whatever airline it was. I think it was Spirit though, but there wasn't TVs.
Careful.
Next to 2 older women, like our mother's ages, both like Amelia and like my Donna going on a trip together, blasting that out loud on the plane, dancing, and they're both just like, "What the fuck is going on?"
People on TikTok thought it was a bit. I'm gonna grab my charger really quick. They thought it was a bit, and I was like.
He's by himself in this. No one put him up to this. No one dared him. He is by himself and chose to do this on his own free will.
This is why me and Nicole can't change our phone numbers.
Yes.
Because, and my mom said, this is a perfect example of him. And it just takes so many twists and turns. This was his Snapchat story, and I only took some of it. And he does this I put it on TikTok, and I could tell at first people were like, what is this? And I got a couple messages. So I put in the comments, I said, this is not a bit. This is just who he is. We've been dealing with this for years, and it's always different. And so this is legit. And I think the reason Joey can do the things he does is because, like we said with Pete and True Detective, people know he's not a threat. He's really not trying to hurt anybody. He's not trying to be a creep. He's not trying to harm you.
He just wants everyone to have fun.
He genuinely wants
that. He genuinely wants to have a good time.
And then I'm like, did you tell at the end it started getting kind of serious? Because I was like, yeah, Joey, everybody's been drinking, and it's 11 a.m. No, duh. It's getting, because I could tell, I was like, oh, it's getting a little rowdy now.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I worry about Joey, because you know him. He'd be like, everybody stop fighting. And we'd be like, no, Joey, everybody's intoxicated. And the draft was crazy. You actually got down there.
Yes, I did on the day, but I missed Joey because I was at a concert, so we didn't cross paths at that day.
That is, I mean, he's an icon, but there are a few parts of this that are my favorite thing, and then we'll get into Robert Durst. But we're gonna start off with something light, and this is. Let me make sure I have the right one. Share screen. Joey. Okay. This is our friend Joey, and I explain it in the snap. This is the beginning. This is Joey in downtown Detroit. Can you see it?
Yes.
So we start out in a parking garage. That's so good.
Outside MGM. 15 minutes
after an accident. Welcome to Detroit.
That's Detroit.
This part.
This is still $20 park.
This is Pete Joey.
Parking, you're like, oh, damn, don't hit me with the fall, bro. I'll park somewhere else. You're real bro. Live in downtown Detroit.
Now we know this is Joey in his.
We have a big crowd tonight.
Glory. He's not trying to be mean or anything. He genuinely wants to have fun with everybody.
Y'all want to be in this.
Because I feel like this could come off like, what are you doing, dude?
No, he wants everyone to have fun. He just wants to be the hype man.
He's uniting everybody.
Yes.
And you'll see in a minute. Okay, so then we'll fast Joe. The goddamn speaker.
This whole
Look at
part,
that thing.
this is just something like he would do. Like, or all he did do.
He's the reason the fountain is off at Hart Plaza at Movement.
Oh, yeah.
No, let's go through the so we got Joey. And mind you, me and Nicole have been dealing with Joey's dancing forever. He loves it. And so now he's in the elevator, right?
Yes.
And the fact that, okay, this is this was the first thing I laughed at, and I'll see if you did too. This guy does not want to be participating.
No.
Like, I didn't even notice
At
this guy
first, do you know who he looks like? He looks like one of our friends. I don't know if we should say names.
What do they start with?
A.
My grade or yours?
Mine.
Tell me a story or something affiliated
Just
with them.
got married, and he was, Joey was there.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Doesn't it look like it?
Yeah, no. But
Kind of?
I didn't even notice this guy at first, and Joey's just, he's rocking right into him, not giving a shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
bumping him.
This right here is Joey he is a pig in shit.
The feet.
He's
The feet.
The crazy feet, the spider hands, but when he's dancing solo right here, this is a pig in shit. He is so... That is my favorite part of the whole thing.
You know the door opened and someone came in, and that's what happened. Why he stopped.
Okay, now we're taking turns. People come back.
Oh, yeah.
He's in an elevator at MGM Casino in Detroit. And that's what I mean.
These people are hype. They're hype.
How long has this song been going already? From the
This is
parking
Joey's
garage?
song.
That's what I mean. It says 2 hours ago, but earlier in the parking garage was like hours and hours before. So I'm like, he's playing this on fucking repeat. Yeah, these people are loving him.
Oh, they love him. They request songs.
Classic. Vegas vacation.
It's a classic Vegas vacation.
Oh my god.
These workers are so.
The cleaning guy is awesome.
Out of the woodwork.
I don't know if you got the cleaning guy, but there is a cleaning guy that reminds me of my mom.
No, my other favorite is the old lady. That's what I mean. It takes so many turns. You're like, this shows Joey perfectly. Just trying to show everybody how fun Detroit is.
There's the cleaning guy.
Yes.
There's Donna.
These guys that don't get in the elevator, look at them.
Yeah, they avoid it. They're like, mm-mm.
No. Probably a good call.
Yep.
This part, this old lady and Joey. He's like trying to make her dance.
Oh, for sure.
Now, this went on for a long time. I had to cut it because Joey was getting a little explicit with it. The song is back.
This guy.
But that's what I mean. It does not. That's why I thought people were going to think it was a bit and he was just trying to haggle.
No, this is a
people or
song.
women.
He doesn't
And
stop
I'm like,
playing it.
That song, but it's like, no, everybody he wants united and having fun. No one's it.
The feet.
The feet. The feet.
This guy gets it, laughing. My dog.
I cut this one
Avicii.
off. Yeah, when he goes into Unabomber mode, I'm like, go. And this is only a piece of it, dude. NFL draft. Woo! They're back.
They're back with a request. Do you think they waited for his elevator to return?
Yes. This is the best part.
This is what he wanted.
This part. This is when you can tell it starts getting a little rowdy for his liking. They're calling each other bitches, and Joey just doesn't like that instinctively.
Yeah, he's like, mm.
But no, okay. That's Joey, everybody. Welcome to. Can you
Yep.
see this one? Can you see this?
See what? Nothing
Is
yet.
Okay, is Joey up? Okay, let me.
No.
This one's short. I promise. Oh my god. Share, because I cut this part out because I was just like, this is so goddamn. This is Joey at the NFL draft at MGM Detroit.
It sure is taking a long time to get kicked out of this place.
How rare is it for Joey to finally admit, like, I'm fucking around?
Yeah.
But no, I just had to highlight that. The Detroit NFL draft with Joey.
In the greater scheme of things,
He lied to
wasn't doing
everybody.
anything wrong. Like,
No.
he wasn't harming a single person. So it's like,
That's the
why would you
thing.
kick him out? He wasn't even like, he was just having a good time.
But that's the thing. He's not a threat. And he's
Yeah,
genuinely-
no, he was not genuine. He wasn't doing anything bad. Like,
But
there's
it is-
way worse shit you can walk into around. Like,
It is the reason I can't change my phone number. One of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
no, definitely.
But let's get into the jinx. Speaking of friends, we missed. Well, Nicole had an enormous tree fall in her yard and almost kill her family and her pets.
She's massive.
things-
So if
things are
anyone
better.
wants, everyone has a chainsaw and lives near us, you're welcome. Just come on over.
Chainsaw party. I think we fixed that. I think we realized that it's gonna get fixed. But anyway,
Yeah.
hopefully it doesn't cause too much drama. But I didn't think tree removal would be that crazy. But of course it would. You know.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm involved, so of course it would. But no.
And I need a new fence. Can get that out.
Ooh, rough. But yeah, so we've kind of been slacking with the jinx.
Yes.
But okay, let's start off with episode 1. He's got to have a lawyer in every city, right?
Oh, for sure.
Just for like, hey, tell my actual big lawyers that.
Yeah. Well, multiple lawyers can have multiple, like they can practice in multiple states, but you got to like pass that bar, which is a pain in the fucking, which is hard.
But
So
when
yeah, no, he legit knows someone everywhere.
When you said, oh boy, I was like, that is all he says. That's all that lawyer
Oh
says.
boy. Oh, the
Oh,
lawyer goes,
boy.
oh boy.
Well, I've been here before and I don't know anybody. who can
Also,
entertain us. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because he's dead that I feel like I'm rooting for Bobby D.
well, yeah, because we already know kind of like the outcome theoretically. You're
Well,
like,
I
well,
think we
let's see what
do.
this.
I don't think you would do a second part to this unless you had something bigger.
True, because the first one was such a bombshell.
He admitted to murdering people on camera.
Dude, why though is he admitting so much shit on these jail phones? Like I don't get it. Before you get on the phone, there's a pre-recording that says everything you say can and could be it's being recorded and it can be listened to. And he's just on here like to his lawyer. That's why his lawyer's sitting there going, "Oh boy.
That's what I mean.
Oh
though.
boy." And he's just
What?
like and then to his wife, "Did you move that $1 million from my from the well over on this property A to
Okay,
B?" Like
okay.
it's like,
Do you think they're
dude.
talking in code?
No,
they're talking
I
in
think he's
code.
a fucking idiot. And I think he's getting
I
comfortable
think
in
I am. I
jail
think I'm
because they
giving
all
him
do
way
it.
too much credit.
I'm literally just going off of experience because my dad does this shit where you're like, time, this is being recorded. And they get comfortable in there, dude. And just that and the stupid iPads that they have
All I'm saying
where they
is
can
that
text.
every time I think you have these $1 million lawyers, you're kind of getting away with everything, and then he does that. Him and his friends.
That's
are
what I'm
stealing like
saying.
canaries.
That's what I'm
like,
saying. It's all on it's on a recorded phone. Like at least if you had a cell phone that came in like up
But
someone's
you
ass
can't
and it's a
do that,
cell
right?
phone. What?
I think that he really thought all these people are ride or die for me in the money.
Oh, for sure. No, he
Because
did.
What I really want now, Nicole, is to write down things and have you reenact them when I'm dead. Because when his buddy was like, he wrote me in detail reviews of each episode. And then when he
Yes.
started reading, like, that's what I meant. I'm like, Robert Durst is entertaining us from the grave. When his
Yes.
friend started talking like him and was like, what did they want me to say? I placed her by the lamp post over there. I was like, oh, we are doing impersonations.
Yeah.
We're doing impersonations now. Oh my God, what the hell was that? Oh my God, it's Brian from Legal Aliens. Hi, what up, Legal
That's,
Aliens?
why I'm saying that dude
Yep.
was not on meth. How
No,
slow he
bullshit.
talks. We've seen people on meth.
Well,
That is
hi
not
there.
meth.
No, well,
That
here's
is
my
not
thing.
meth.
Me and Nicole were saying this. We definitely I think that those drugs he had on him planted that they found with the rubber, we'll get to that, the skin mask.
Yes.
That was crazy. I think those were planted on purpose by him. I wouldn't be surprised if he did some to have it in his system.
Oh yeah.
And that way he can say, I didn't know what I was talking about. And I can prove it. And I really think that might be the route they're going. But the way they're coming for the friends without those dumbasses even realizing it. I think the only one on the up and up is the first wife.
Yes. Oh,
And you
she's
can
the
tell
only
she's
one
getting
that's
so
sly.
irritated. She's getting
You
so
can tell.
irritated.
Oh, she's big mad, especially with the new, like, the girlfriend. She's like, I want nothing to do with that bitch. She's like, no.
Oh, yeah.
No.
First
Fuck
one
that.
I liked was when she was like, and he goes, do you want to see my jumpsuit?
And he's like modeling it off.
Oh my
and
God.
She's like, you look great.
No, and then that cold case cop. At first I was like, how do we feel about you? And then I'm just like, either this guy is smart or the FBI is totally dumb. Because that's what they say like twice. They're like, we can't slip up again. And I'm like, how dumb and incompetent are you that you're letting hoagie stealer, porch sitter, admitting to murders get as far away as he did? Because they didn't find him until he checked his voicemail like a boomer.
Yeah. Like, you care that fucking much about
the password in.
You care that much about your voicemail. Dude, fuck that thing. When someone leaves me a voicemail, I listen to the first 2 seconds to get the tone of their voice. After that, if it's nothing important, fuck that. I'm not listening.
They didn't even know it was him until he was like, gosh damn it. Like,
complaining.
Like, that's Bob, where's he at? And then they were like, New Orleans hotel, let's go. And then because that's what I mean, the $9,500, because 10 grand gets flagged.
Yep.
All that, he was on the up and up. And that's what we were saying about the original series. We were like, how come he's not trying to get to somebody with no extradition? And then we find out, he was trying to go to Cuba. And I swore on everything that was going to be a skin mask. And it was just a really expensive
Cuba, though, too? Like, I guess because it's so close.
Closest, and you could get there by boat.
True. Yeah.
You know, but man, he had some gems in the first episode, and so did the friends. And I was like, oh my God. Oh yeah, this is what we were talking about too. Being buddies with the juror. That was wild.
That was weird. I thought that was, I don't know if more is going to come out of that.
I'm assuming that was
very odd.
That had to solely be like I'm going to get some money out of this relationship, right?
100%. No, 100%. But like,
because there's no way you didn't think that guy murdered somebody.
But also, it's like, was he on the take during it?
Ooh, I never thought about that.
I don't know. It's like that opens up a whole fucking can of worms. I just feel like.
All I know is that I think that they have a bombshell about Kathy. I think we're going to find out fully what happened to Kathy by the end of this. I really do. The way that they're showing things. But this part, I kind of was like, morally, is this okay? Content-wise to watch, it's great. But rounding up the whole family to get a reaction.
Oh, I know. For the airing of the last episode of season 1.
I was like, dude, you called everybody over to go, everybody come over.
I know. Well, and then like clearly the old, what was it? The old prosecutor lady and that old detective guy are together, or like banging.
Yeah, something's going on there.
Allegedly, based on your guys' actions.
I think the guys in the background were like Susan Berman's kids. And that's what I mean. Some people's kids and stuff are here and nieces, and they're going like, oh, your mom is dead or you got murdered by me. So that's like heavy. And I was just like, oh my God, you wrangled all these people up. I hope they all said, I mean,
why does no one think he's whacking it also? Why is that not being discussed? Rob heard it. Rob heard it and goes, I'm sorry, but to unzip your pants and everything does not take like those sounds and things. Rob even said, he's like, I'm sorry, as a dude, I know what it takes to go to the bathroom, and that's way more noise and stuff than what it's taking.
And that's the thing is he goes into like super old man mode when he wants to pretend he's feeble. So I'm like, were you trying to elongate it or something? I don't know, because he's not that old. Like,
no.
Not in the first. He's in what, late 60s, early 70s.
Has to be. Like he looks better in the first season, obviously. But you can tell stuff's weighing on him because come second season, he looks like, well, I guess prison would do that. Jail is going to do that to you.
No, when you said that, and then I saw all their faces in that room, I was like, you are all thinking this. And nobody's saying it.
No one discussing this. I'm telling you, he's fucking whacking it. And also, I do think what you've brought up too is he's gay. The one friend and him talk about each other like they are fucking smitten as fuck.
Who was he writing
is like, to? He's like, he's the apple of my eye. Like, he is the blah, blah. And I'm like, that's like what you say about like your significant other. Like, your best friend you talk about in light, but not like you're describing him as like beautiful.
Who was
Essentially,
the
like not.
one? Who was the guy he wrote the letter to in the episode? Was it the juror or what? No. It was the one dude who ended up being his BFF for life, and he was
the
just
couch
like,
with the wife, right?
Yes.
Who's trying to make him snitch. That's the one I think he's kind of gay with.
And he was like, I sometimes I sit back and think of the dinner that we had alone on the beach, and sometimes I think it was kind of like a relationship. And it's like, yeah, dude, because that's what it was, and that's probably why you keep killing your wives and shit, because you hate women.
Well,
because
and then
you're something.
The best friend that he calls the real estate guy that got the he gave 50% of the apartment sale
That's
to.
it.
When he comes and visits him in jail, he's like, "You're looking real good," or something. He's like, "You look real handsome," and he's like, "Thanks." Like,
and at first I thought, are you just buttering them up? And then I was like, no. Then it would make sense as to why you slaughter women so easily, like Susan Berman.
Yeah, but like as your best friend, you want to be buttered up. Like I don't hear Rob and his best friends on the phone.
Letter that says, I sometimes think about the. If Rob found a letter of me writing to you going, dearest Nicole, sometimes I think of the night we sat on the Ferris wheel together and stared out at the ocean. He'd be like, what the shit is going on here?
What is happening?
Something's going on. And that's why I'm like, no. And they're all the first wife, the one he has right now. You can tell she's.
He might be bi, so that could be it too. I'm not saying, but there's something like also those women he's with. He doesn't like them.
No,
like the wife now and him aren't together. They're just together for an image.
Yeah. And then I was shocked when she said, I hate that other woman. I thought this was all.
Oh, she hates her.
I thought it was a way to go like, oh, send out $150K. And they
so did I.
Yeah, I thought they could have liquid, but I was like, no.
She was like, I want nothing to do with her. Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought that was like a ploy to go, oh, here's a reason to get this amount of
cash
did I.
Out.
And then she's like, I effing hate her. And I was like, oh no,
she's like, don't discuss her.
Now, do you think tonight or by the end, the first wife is gonna flip on Robert because she's so mad about that?
She has too much skin in the game, I think.
That's true. But I'm telling you, listen to the way they talk about. Oh, well, how about when he was like Code talking about a plea bargain?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you nothing.
Theoretically, what if I told you X, Y, and Z basically? Would you give me a plea? And they're like,
yeah. And you could tell they're. Oh man, it's great. And I was on meth the whole time.
Sir, you talk too slow to be on fucking meth. No.
But the way him and her start talking about selling the apartment complex, it's just weird because they both start saying the same things back. Like they can't hear one another. And I'm like, I don't think they're talking about an apartment complex. I think they're talking about like code for something else or a certain, maybe not something extreme, but they know if I say, hey, the apartment complex, they know that means I need 50 million.
Because she's smart. She's the only one on the phones telling him, these are being recorded. Shut the fuck up.
And don't let them say you're crazy.
Yeah.
Then your family can take your shit. And don't get rid of me because then they really can come for everything.
Yeah. No, she's smart.
Like, but here's the thing with the whacking it. I truly believe that you were onto something of he likes getting caught or near caught. And this is the most extreme gratification he can get. And that's why we got what we got in season 1. And then he's like, oh shit. But I do think it is something like that.
I do.
I definitely do. But the way he talks about this stuff still is like it's an inconvenience. And I'm just like, oh my God.
It's literally
Bob.
like, oh, I tripped and fell on my shoe because I didn't tie it.
Yeah, no, Bob.
And then I got back up.
Yeah, no, you chop people up and you killed your wife.
Yeah.
And she's missing still.
Or
and
it's like,
and it's crazy. But no, I do think there's some type of gratification he gets out of getting caught or nearly caught. But even more so, I think you are dead on that he wants to ruin the family name.
100%.
That's what he's doing. That's what he wants to do now. He's like, I'll obliterate the Durst name. I'll make sure it's remembered for this and not for all this other shit you guys did. And I think that's a huge part of it. I think not only does he get off on it, but he wants to humiliate his entire family. There's no way that you are raised to keep your goddamn mouth shut this much.
Exactly.
And keep singing like a canary. And then we get to the friends. And I think they're going to stonewall these people. And no, they get invited right on. And they're like, oh, you want to hear about Bob? I've got detailed notes and reports of his reviews of this episodes. And I'm like,
let's go to the home videos.
No. Yeah. I'm like, no, there's no way. And then we get, to episode 2, and we get introduced to more pals. And the one wife is like, I always knew he was a scumbag and this and that. And I'm like, oh shit, like you might end up dead by the end of this.
She's like,
And
fuck
I
this
really
guy.
did. I really did. I was like, oh my God, all these people are gonna stonewall. And then I'm like, oh my God, they're willy-nilly saying how much they love murder and how they don't care. And then this is when I was like, this is gonna be totally crazy, isn't it? Is when the one guy starts saying, and I was telling you this, and I loved this, that they were like, Susan was our friend too. And I'm like,
it's true. They need
that
to
is
remember
true.
that.
I never thought of that either. I just thought the money and you guys are going to be there. And when they were like, well, Susan, and I think that one dude who was saying crazy shit genuinely was like feeling bad about that and wants to come clean. And I'm just like, I think you're all going to go down for this then. I think that a lot of more people were involved. And I'm just like, did you hear the way they're like on the phone saying, if you ever needed anything, you could have just called me. They're blatantly saying I would have murdered for you, right?
Oh, easily.
Or cleaned it up.
I think he got fucked up or something with his wife and came home and like confessed all his shit. So she knows and is like, this motherfucker needs to like confess. Because Susan was his best friend.
The Southwest Parade is getting hype.
Oh
snap. I'm live right now with Nicole. And then we'll see if we're going to come down. They might be doing that. I don't know yet. Oh my God. They have a great spot though. Okay. Anyway, we'll get back to that. Happy Cinco de Mayo. No, where were we? People murdering for Robert Durst, him entertaining us from the grave. I think
there's more bodies, but
oh yeah, there's tons of more bodies. There's got to be more bodies. There's got to be more everywhere, right?
There's probably dudes.
Yeah. No, because that's what they're saying. Like he had a few disguises that everybody knew about. Yeah. And I'm like, there's like the old man hobbling, the old mute woman. And
the old mute woman's weird.
Yeah, he's got some go-tos though, where I'm like
even Rob was like, that would not have been my first thing to go to.
Well, when he goes into feeble mode, he's like, and I'm just like, you're really getting away with it. But that's when I realized it too. I was like, this whole thing is an act. The second he got into jail, the whole thing is an old man, the way he's shuffling. And then when we get the next time on the JINX and he's like, why shouldn't I get sympathy? I'm like,
well, and he just pays for his protection. So he's
I think he's
fine in there. He's fine. They love him. Their books are full. He's not going to get touched.
No.
Won't be touched.
He's paying for everybody's commissary.
Oh, yeah. He will not have a finger. Like, if someone even put a finger on him, they're dead.
I can't remember if this was in something I read while the trial was going on, or if this was something about this coming out, but they were saying he was like thriving with the gangs and stuff. Like,
don't you see the picture of him where he's like crouched out and it's like the black dudes behind him?
Yeah.
And he's like sitting there, like, and he's even like, they like me.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, they like your money because a lot of these people are poor. Like, some of them are fine and have.
I want ramen too.
Yeah, but also some of them have fucking nothing. Like, no family, no money, no nothing coming in. And yeah, if you're gonna give them money, they'll do fucking anything for you.
I would suck on the Robert Durst teat if I had to in jail.
Yeah, not even that. Just protect his ass and make sure he doesn't get like punched in the face. Like,
well, that and he's not in for kid stuff.
No, and you're murder.
And he's old as hell. So a lot of times, like, either they get picked off and their shit gets stolen. But if you can pay for everybody's stuff,
then you're fine.
Then you're good. And everybody's living large now.
Yeah.
Everybody can use the phones. Because I watched that Locked In. We can talk about that later. I loved that.
Oh, no, trust me. I know. When I was talking to my dad and stuff, that stuff adds up. Like, I had to tell him, like, we got to put a limit.
It's all upcharge too.
It's insanity.
It depends on the jail, though.
If they have the iPads, those aren't bad because you can text. But like the calling is, I don't even know how people do it. Like normal families,
right? Because that's the thing. It depends on what jail you're in. Because like some female jails, they don't even give out tampons and stuff.
Oh,
Could you imagine? That would be awful. So it's like, yeah.
I know some crazy things going on in those prisons, but yeah, it's wild.
I think he is Kaiser Sose. I think Robert Durst is Kaiser Sose. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's all. That's the thing with this motherfucker. I'm like, are you stupid or is this like saying the meth thing? That sounds crazy.
I think he thinks he's smarter than all of us.
He did a little tootski. He put a bag in his duffel bag that got found, And now it's like, how long has he been doing that for?
Yeah.
It's in his system. And it's like,
Theoretically, though, they can hair test him and figure that out.
that's true too. But men are different. They can shave their heads and shit.
They'll get it. They'll find it. They'll figure it out.
But you also know, like, court of public opinion. Like, all they have to do is hear that once, like, oh, he was high and it's an old man. People are
whatever.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, but I really do. I'm like, there's gotta be something huge in this. There really does. There's got to be something really. God, I gotta turn that down. Sorry. There's got to be a huge shoe that's going to drop, and it's either going to be all his friends are going to get arrested because that one dude loves to talk.
Oh yeah, he's up there chumming it up.
Why did you write down what your murdering friend was saying? Unless you wanted to use that.
Yeah,
you know, there's
like you knew something was coming, is what it seems like to me.
Yes, exactly. You knew, and that's why you said, "I'm going to write all this down." Do you think they were all involved?
I don't think they were involved. I think they know
exactly what he is.
Yeah,
I'd be afraid of them too.
Like maybe that one best friend was there for Susan's, maybe, but I don't think anyone has anything to do. I don't think anyone has anything to do with the first wife. Like I think that was all Robert, and people know about it and helped him maybe cover it up. But I think,
you think that they're going to say there's 10 million murders you guys don't know about.
I think there's got to be at least more than 10. I think he's probably done.
I think that he has apartments and houses all over the country, just like in Galveston.
He also could have gone over to other countries that we don't know about. Like,
oh, you already know me and the people that go to certain countries are murdering. Speaking of the killer we went to school with.
Yeah. Like you don't know if he was going down to Mexico and stuff. You know what I mean? And doing
going all over.
God, he's rich. He's fucking one of the richest people in America. Like he can do whatever he wants.
That's my thing. I'm like, it's either got to be they know what happened to Kathy. Exactly.
Yeah. Or both of them. They're going to find out what happened to both. Like,
well,
I mean,
it's kind of self-explanatory.
Sure. Good point.
Like we know, well, like Kathy, she's just gone. So we don't know
where she is,
how she died. We don't know nothing.
She technically could still be out there and just telling us all, fuck you. I've been living it as, Wilma, whatever. Yeah. Living large, and just as like, Robert Durst is paying her under the table for all these years. That'd be I mean, it's not impossible.
I think that killing off your wife to this family is very normal.
Yeah.
I think once their wives become a problem.
Because the mom in the first thing, there was something that's a weird thing. And also to show your child that's impactful, like to a child's brain. Like imagine watching that.
That shows him this is what you do to your wife when they get out of line.
Yes. Yep.
Whether or not they're depressed or I shove them off the roof, we don't help them and we let them go and we call them crazy.
The mom had to have been in the middle of postpartum because the youngest one of the siblings was 7 years younger than him, and he was 7 when the mom died or some shit. So like the mom had to be literally in postpartum. Like that baby had to be pretty new. Oh, for sure. But I'm just also saying, adding to it, we all know that does not help.
I've said this to you, and I've said this before on here about this is I think that either the dads, and you know you're super rich when you have a dad named Seymour and you call him by his first name.
Right. You don't even say, my dad.
Yeah, Seymour. Like we should all know who that is. That's how important they think they are, where it's like we should all know who Seymour is by his first name or something. But the only Seymour I know is Seymour Guado from Final Fantasy X. But
I don't know a single one.
Kills his dad actually in the game. But anyway, never trust a Seymour. But I think that dad told his wife, like, oh, you're so sad and whatever, like, get up there and fucking do it then, or I'll do it to you myself. And like, it maybe didn't push her, but was very aware of what was about to happen. And she knew, like, I'm going to die if I go back in this house, or I can just do this. And I think he was very aware. And I think he wanted to go, here you go. I wouldn't be surprised if the other kids were there too.
Yeah.
And just went, this is
he also could have given her drugs. She's like, you really don't know.
If you gave me a bunch of Xanax and I lived a horrible, terrible life that I hated and went, go jump off the roof or I'm going to shoot you in the face when you come in here, I might just go, do you want to let me get fucked up and I'll go.
Fuck it. Yeah. You don't know.
Yeah. But I think that it was a power move to show.
I do. No, I think it was 100%. Yeah. To show them I'm in charge here. I run this shit.
What I mean is like, he may not have threw her off the roof, but
no, I don't think. No.
Yeah, but the dad was a catalyst, and that Robert is. I think that he's been killing from day one. I think he's been killing forever, and I think everybody knows it.
Yep. And the dad's been covering it. There's these little 3 though, are just the 3 that got
And that's what I mean.
brought up to
I
the
think he
surface.
I think he wants to ruin the family because he got Fredo'd. He got skipped over in the succession.
Yeah,
He
no,
got
that's
Mandalorian.
huge.
Yeah.
That's huge in a rich family. Like me and you, like, I don't know, I'm lazy, so I could kind of be like, Katie, go ahead and run shit. I'll just keep collecting my minimal paycheck and live fine. But like, as other people, I could see that being a problem.
That would be an issue in my house.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, in your house? Yeah.
Yeah. If I jump to the top spot, that would be.
Oh, geez. Oh, pizza. Yeah.
I don't think they'd kill me.
No, but it would be some shit.
It'd be a problem. They'd feel very put off by that. And I know they'd feel hurt by that. And I could understand that. But we have a very strict hierarchy. But anyway, but we're not crazy rich people hierarchy. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, if the middle one did something over the top one, we wouldn't be mad. But it's like Abby's irresponsible type deal.
The best part is how lazy I am. Robert Durst's life, like, he's so fucking loaded. I would love that. He doesn't have to do anything.
That's what I mean. The way they talk about selling the goddamn, what is it, where fancy rich people in New York go?
Oh, the Hamptons? Which is like the Hamptons house. Yeah.
It's like 25 mil. And the way they say that shit is like, man, dude, it's like they're talking about $20. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. It's wild.
No, he's loaded. And I'm like, why are you upset by this, man?
I think
you don't have to do shit and you're getting paid.
Do you think we're going to hear from the family again? Like the brother?
No, they're never. They're going to never talk about this.
And I stand by this. I think that they are suppressing this series.
No.
It's weird.
No, that's what I was going to say. The day the first episode aired, I kept trying to go on to the JINX on the thing, and it was not fucking there. No, I had to go to the actual TV listings of like what's airing right now on HBO, which who does that? Like, I forget that's even an option.
I remember.
And it was on there.
No, I remember when the trailer dropped. I put something on to watch on HBO, and it was like, oh, Robert Durst. And I was like, there's no way. I was like, this has got to be a commercial. Because you know how with streaming services, when they come out, they'll like replay the things they had. And that's what I thought it was. And I was like, part 2? What? And then I was like, there is no campaigning, no nothing for this. This is so weird. And then I'm like, this was huge. This was a big thing when it was airing, right? And I was like, maybe we just thought, and I was like, no, this was big. And then I started putting out the reaction and clips of us on TikTok, and nothing. And I'm like, I'm not saying I'm huge, but like I get an average amount of views no matter what. And I was like, overnight I got 11 views. And then I went to HBO's official YouTube that dropped the trailer, and they dropped a whole episode of the first season. 400 views. 400 views on an episode they drop.
That's wild.
And then the trailer for the second season was only at like 2,500 views. And I'm like, that just in the, I hate the algorithm, just in the algorithm alone, without even saying any keywords or clickbait or nothing. This should have more views getting posted by HBO's official.
Exactly.
That's weird. It gets even weirder though, because once I posted on TikTok, only one other person was like, I've been talking about this and my shit is doing terrible. And he had like quadruple the amount of followers on there. He had like 10,000 people on TikTok. And I'm like, that's weird. Then after our live, normally on here, when we're done, it'll say the amount of views of people who tuned in throughout the entire thing. So whatever. With our one we did about the JINX season 1, it went to 0 after it. And I was like, that's weird, because we had like 20 people in here, and then we had like 10.
Yeah.
It wasn't a billion people. There were
wasn't wild, but there was people, I remember. Yeah.
There were some people in here. We had comments and stuff. And then I post it and I go onto the YouTube Studio app and I'm like, that's weird. Maybe it's just glitching or updating or something.
Yeah.
It'll work itself out in a minute. No, it never did. And I'm like, this is so odd. And then all the comments that I did get on anything was, how come I didn't see the trailer for this? Even on TikTok, the big poppin' app right now, from the official HBO account, it had nothing. It had like 4 comments. I was just like, this is weird. I think, and then to put it at 10 p.m., on Sunday.
That's what I thought. At
2
9 o'clock rolled around. I'm like, all right, sweet. And then I'm like, what
that
the?
threw us way off because we were going to go live at 10 because you have a normal work on Mondays. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, yeah, because I'm like, after 11, like, I start getting tired.
No, yeah, we're not doing that. And I was just like, no way. No way.
I thought it was so weird, but
Why
yeah,
would you
and it doesn't
stop?
air normally. Like, you can't go into HBO. It's fucking weird.
And I think
I was
that
literally about to
silly.
text you and be like, why can I not find this? Like, I think
think
your
it's
theory's
really
right. And then
silly.
I finally found it, and I was like, okay.
No,
all
and that's what I
right.
mean. This isn't like a rich person. This is
No,
somebody
this is
who's
you
local
run
boy.
America.
Yeah, this is somebody who has money in like New York Times and shit.
Yeah.
So
No, you run America.
They very well could afford to be like, oh, you
watch. They own part of HBO.
You're HBO and Warner Brothers, who's going bankrupt and fucking everything up.
Yeah.
What if we slide some money your way and you push this shit back and you don't run as big of a campaign on it? What if you just focus on like Batman for a minute and not us? I don't know, just anything on your
or the Mormons.
Yeah, dude. I'll talk about that in a second. But no, Robert Durst is still entertaining us from the grave. His friends are, but I did love that little wrinkle, and I'm excited to see what happens tonight. Because how many episodes?
Me too.
Is it? 6?
It's got to be 6, I think. I didn't look it up. I got to see.
Let me look.
Because the original was 6, so that would make sense.
How many episodes?
It's got to be.
The JINX part 2. That's what I mean. It doesn't even pop up in my
like the search.
6. 9 years after we heard Robert Durst, I Killed Them All, of course, is back with a 6-part part 2 that premiered Sunday. Yeah, 6 episodes.
Okay.
We're at the middle tonight, but I did like seeing these friends start going, we better stick up for Susan because she's the one who got murdered. And I'm like, oh,
it's
shit.
True. Like, what the fuck,
I think it's going to become
dude?
half the squad versus the other half.
Yeah, like good, almost good versus bad in a sense. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, from I know it's a documentary, but from like a film standpoint, you want people to be engaged. What Robert Durst did, admitting that, was huge. So with this season, I'm like,
what is it going? What's
murdered on tape?
Yeah, like what's the bombshell here?
Something big is going to happen, right?
It's got to.
I didn't watch his trial because I just heard he died.
I didn't either.
Okay.
I saw he
about him
died.
in court saying, I'm so excited for the episode where he goes, I didn't lie to them. I lied to you. And I'm like, holy shit, Robert, like this guy doesn't give a fuck. And that's why I'm like, are you smart? And all of this is a playing dumb ploy? I don't know. But
I think it is. I think he's manipulative and narcissistic and like crazy.
Were you really going to get anywhere in that mask?
That mask was not good. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Put on some makeup.
Was a replica reenactment one, but I'm like,
go to the fucking local Macy's. Go get to the makeup department. Have some women. Tell them you want to go.
Somebody off.
Tell them you want to go do drag. They'll fucking do you up better than that fucking mask. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, stick with the old lady thing.
Go find a drag queen and be like, hey, can you teach me how to do my face?
Have you ever gone to Jane's Closet on 4th Street? They do it for you there.
No, that's awesome. What I'm saying. Go to Macy's or whatever. JCPenney, wherever they.
Club clothes before Raven got. Yeah. Before I got all my club clothes.
Like, just go to a mall. A girl will happily do it for you. Or a guy, girl guy.
But that was one of his go-tos, was the dress-up game. So I'm like, why didn't you stick with that? And you act all feeble. That probably would have worked better. But yeah. I would have just tried to pay a pilot.
That's too. I'm like, why didn't you try to go to like, what is it, like Switzerland?
We talk about moving a body. So I'm like, how much would we take to just fly an old geezer to Cuba?
That's what I'm saying. Why did you want to take a boat? Like, I can't imagine the seas to there are just some fucking great trip.
Treacherous.
That's not going across like freaking a lake around here and having a good time. So like, you don't know someone with a private plane,
right? Or can't pay somebody off.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense.
How about him? The narcissist part plays in too with I thought the box of mementos.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's very narcissistic. Yes.
Yeah, that's the part of me that goes, oh, you are a serial killer and you are extremely into this because you love leaving that behind for them to get pictures of your wives and pictures of Susan Berman, and it was very specific. And I'm like, you rat bastard. So then I just go, are you smart or are you? And
it was all planned out. So like before he went on the run, he told them, this is what I want you to do. And they were like, okay, like I get give them money, but like at the same time, you're not like, this guy's really fucked up.
And then my other favorite character came back in, Dick DeGuerin, the lawyer that got him off the bone saw. What a name, Dick DeGuerin. Anytime a lawyer comes in that is a defense lawyer and wears a cowboy hat, you're like, oh shit, you're all about murder. You're all about murder. You're from Texas and you're gonna get us off. Bring it to me, Dick DeGuerin. And I'm my client didn't do shit. My client didn't do a goddamn thing. Like, I love that. It's like I said, watching it, point of view, I'm like, this is great. Yeah. Morally, I'm like, this is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. And I think this guy had house. I think that's another part of the code they were talking, like, sell all my houses that I have all over the place that I've been killing neighbors at for years. Because it's not like he had some fancy house in Texas. He was blatantly targeting lower income.
Yes. He was trying to be like, he was trying to fit in just with the normal person, it seemed like to me. Yeah.
To murder. Yeah. But I definitely do. I think you're onto something with, I think the family might get involved in this. Either the family's going to get involved, someone's going to get killed while filming, or they literally have Kathy's body. Because it's got to be bigger.
I want it to be Kathy's body. That'd be. I do too.
But I don't know. Because it's like, it's not. Of course, I would love for this woman to be found for her family to get closure. That would be great. But I'm like, we know she's dead. Oh, and that wouldn't be that big of a shock unless they drop it on Robert's face and he freaks out or something. But bigger than the season 1 thing, I'm just like, I think that the friends might turn on each other and get vicious. I think there might be more arrests maybe, or someone's gonna die while making. Because there's that scene with Jarecki saying, this changed how I felt the last 17 years. So it's like, what could be that big? Or are you bullshitting us?
Yeah, or is it just like some stupid thing they recorded?
But to go through that whole season 1 and never bring up that he was buddies with a juror?
That was wild.
You're holding on to stuff. You're holding on to big stuff. For sure. But I'm just like, oh my God. The JINX is one of those things where I'm just like, is this for real? Like, are you dumb? Are you smart? And you can't stop. It's like a slow train wreck of Robert Durst. Oh boy. Oh, the twins.
The lawyer twins.
Oh, they're breakout stars. And they're like, it was always a treat. Bob. God damn. And like we keep saying, a hoagie gets him caught. A porch gets him caught. Trying to dial into your goddamn voicemail and not knowing your password got you caught. But did he want
Why do you care about your voicemail?
Jerking it?
Probably.
That's got to be those noises are too jerking it-esque.
No, they're too jerking it, dude.
He was. Anybody can listen to that confession and go, because it kind of sounded like my grandpa when he would fart when he had dementia, but he wasn't that. Jesus Christ, Bob. Keep it to yourself. And they all sing
right after. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And they're like, okay. Yeah.
I remember first watching it and thinking he's gonna rip the mic off and put it in the toilet or something.
Yeah, right? Yes. I'd be like, motherfucker.
Not Bob. And now we have it literally. I'm waiting for his friends to put on costumes and reenact it. The way his friends started reading that goddamn letter going, what did he want me to say? I just left her over there by the lamppost. I was like, oh, we're doing reenactments of your friend. Oh my God. It's happening. And that was the best. But like I said, the one friend who was going, I don't feel bad about murder, is the one going,
yeah,
I should stick up for my friend. So I'm like, what's going to happen here? And his ex-wife is the one who never liked Bob, right?
Other guy. Other guy.
Okay, yeah. But I like that she's sticking to her guns too.
Oh, she's like, no. She's like, I don't like him. I don't like his wife, his current wife. I don't like them.
Oh,
Fuck them.
They all the women have beef.
They all hate it. Yeah, no, none of the women like each other. None of them are friends.
I think it boils down to who was friends with Kathy and who wasn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly, I think this show is probably keeping a lot of people, including her family, safe. Because it's
probably because it's in the spotlight. So it's like if one of them drop, people are gonna be like, what the fuck?
I think
that's maybe weird.
I think maybe having season 1 air and being so big is why some people are comfortable to go on to season 2. Because they're gonna go, everybody's gonna be watching this. But then I'm like, they moved it to 10 p.m. and they're doing weird shit with this promotion. I've never
is everyone watching it? Yeah.
Could you imagine if, I'm trying to think, like, I know it wasn't the greatest, but True Detective was so big. Game of Thrones was so big. Like, imagine if for the second and third seasons, they just did barely any promotion.
Nothing.
Everybody would go, this is goddamn weird.
Yeah.
This is so weird. But nobody's saying that about this besides me, you, and like one other dude on TikTok. We're like, this is bizarre. But TikTok's weird. I just chalked it up to we're yelling about murder, so it's going to say we're not good and push us down in the algorithm. And like I said, I'm not saying we're the biggest, but I'm like, these numbers are not.
No.
This ain't right. There's something off about this. And not even just with mine, with HBO, with I'm like, this is weird as hell. But there's another thing that I want to watch with you because I know how much you love them. And that is your boy and his fucked up family. He died. Aaron Carter.
Oh yeah.
I know. I already watched the trailer.
That was my first concert I ever went to.
Aaron Carter?
Yeah.
Shut up. Mine was in sync at Comerica Park with 3LW.
I went at Pine Knob with my mom and dad.
Pine Knob. Aaron Carter, who was he with?
His sister.
That's how I beat Shaq. Did Shaq come out?
Shaq did not come out, but he definitely played that. His sister was there, and I don't. Damn, let's look it up. There was a pop. She did die. There was a Pop-Tart. Similar thing, an overdose.
Okay.
Yeah. Pine Knob. Let's see. This had to be like 2000. Then he was following me on Instagram back in 2014. Yeah, or no, not Instagram. Twitter, because he was when he was like trying to remake it, he would follow everyone back on Twitter and stuff. Yeah. And he was like,
me?
Yeah. Who?
The guy who played Scott Farkas in Christmas Story? The bully? I don't know why.
How random.
Cool. The bully who beats up Ralphie. Yeah, he followed me on Twitter. I don't know if it's this. I deleted my old account when I started YouTube though, so it might have been it might be this one. I don't know, but no, I was like, no way are they doing an Aaron Carter thing because Nicole loves Aaron Carter.
Oh, Jump
but
5?
I am interested because that's my thing. I liked the Quiet on Set thing. I did, but the funny thing is, like, I followed. It was one of those things in the background I followed but didn't talk about was the Drake Bell case, and I was like, you guys are really
I followed Aaron Carter's downfall the whole time. It was just really sad.
But the same people are doing this, and the funny thing about the Drake Bell thing is right before that aired, I was like, wow, Josh Peck is a real asshole. Plus he hangs out with that David Dobrik, which that's past our time. Like, we didn't grow up with that, so I don't understand the like prank YouTube and screaming like that's not. We had like E-Bum's World and people getting beheaded on LimeWire. Like people were downloading horrible, heinous things. Like we didn't, or like fuck the world and things like that. We didn't. Or do you remember the George Washington song? That was my favorite. Washington.
Yes.
Washington, 6'5", weighs a fucking ton. Like that's what we had. We didn't have that shit. But once I saw that Josh Peck hanging out with him, and I'm like, oh wait, didn't he film like a rape? Like he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then he kept saying like all through the Drake Bell thing with that girl he was texting. And that's what I mean, dude. You got charged and you did move to Mexico. You just didn't become we're online right now. We can say anything we want. It doesn't mean it's true. I can say, I don't live wherever. And I'm just like, you did get in trouble for endangering a kid. You were sending them pictures of your dick. Like that was happening, dude.
That's
like,
a real thing.
I'm not, it's the cycle of abuse. I'm not saying that people that get abused normally become abusers, and it's super sad. But I was like, even when that was happening, I was like, Josh Peck really is running from his boy and acting like he never knew him. And then that came out, and I was like, oh, this asshole. I was like, this asshole. So I was glad he got lashed back. I was like, fuck you. I was like, you ran from your boy and didn't want to stand by him, and now you're doing it again. And then you defended that shit. And I'm like, no, those people were some creeps. They're awful, but the same people are doing this Carter one. What's it called? Fallen Idols or something? But I know that was your boy. So I was like,
I love, dude. I had like a drawing I made of him. I have an Aaron Carter Barbie doll still.
See, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I did.
I was obsessed with art. Nick was my favorite Backstreet Boy because I was a Backstreet Boy fan. Dude, then Aaron Carter came on the scene, and I was like, just like that was my boy.
It's so funny.
I think it's hilarious now. Like it's so fucking funny. And then just watching him downfall though, like everyone's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" It's like he was clearly molested or something and traumatized as a child. That's why he's on whippets the way he fucking is. Like people don't just.
Why does everybody go to that?
Like I'm like
we did, like I did and had like nitrous parties and shit when I was younger, but
he was bad.
I never seen my windows, like I'm gonna do 1,000
by yourself, and then like right now he'd be on live stream like taking a whippet, and it's like
the best person on whippets is Steve-O, when he says, I gotta
Oh
send
my
an email-
God.
I gotta send an email to 50 Cent is like my favorite clip ever. I don't know why I think that's so funny. But I think the last time I actually did nitrous, this is when you know you're old. I had a tooth pulled. And I was like, no, this Tylenol ain't cutting it. And I went to the gas station and I just sat at home and like I wasn't fishing out, but I was like
Yeah.
every 10 minutes, I was like, and I was just like, God, this is embarrassing. You know, you're old when this is happening. But I mean, like if I had money, I don't think that's what I would go
He
to.
didn't have money,
Oh,
though, was the thing. All his money was
you
taken
gotta
from
have
his
something
parents.
though. You have a house, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
He had
All right.
like $23 in his like bank account at one point. There was like a thing.
Shit. Really? Now
Yeah,
who
his
is
parents.
this?
I'm assuming one of his sisters, or
No,
it
I
might be
think
his baby mama. He's got a kid.
I thought this was Nick's ex-girlfriend and she was in a band. But I don't know. Maybe we're too young. to know.
Aaron Carter as a kid. So
Yeah, that's true.
Back in 2004,
Can you hear it?
yeah.
Nick Carter was my boyfriend.
Oh
And there's
shit.
things that I know about Nick that could burn his house down.
Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys was this absolute superstar. What's up, MTV? He could do no
Okay, now that I'm kind of looking at him, I'm like, you probably are a creep.
wrong.
And his brother, Aaron
Poor-
Carter. was
oh,
part
now I
of
feel
that
bad for
world.
Aaron.
Everybody was enamored.
No,
with
you
them.
will. I
Nick
don't
looks
get
like
how
a
people don't
perfect
see it.
pretty
It's very
Ken doll.
clear.
I mean, do you think his death was on purpose?
It
Do you
was an
think they find that
accident.
out?
No, it was an accident. I think he
You think?
nodded out in his tub, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but the mom doesn't think that's how he died. I know that.
I think he
But
just got too fucked
I
up.
know how evil
Probably.
he can be.
I said no, I don't want to have sex.
And every time I would say no,
He started to get very angry with me.
This is
and
all
he's
about Nick,
screaming at
right?
me,
he kept
It
at
seems
me,
like it, yeah.
kept at me.
and he just didn't stop.
A new lawsuit filed against Backstreet Boys Nick.
You know, thank God nothing like that ever happened to me, but the idea of somebody literally screaming no at you and you just like, you are a
I
monster.
couldn't imagine. Same here. Thank God that hasn't happened either
Yeah.
to me. Like I'm blessed, but like I couldn't
not saying
imagine.
Yeah, I'm not saying weird shit hasn't happened or maybe I didn't want to do things and I just,
Correct. But
I just
not
said,
this
yeah.
exact experience. I have
Never,
not
yeah.
experienced, thank God. And
right. And
I
I'm
just don't get like even
You're a real monster.
Rick Rob has listened to stuff like the story and he's like, how are you like into that? Like what the fuck?
You watch
Like
your mom
after
jump
you
in the
hear
house.
that, are you not like, yeah, my dick's not hard anymore. Like fuck this, you know. But no, he's like, yeah, let's do
Yeah.
this.
And it's like so many people are into there. You'll find somebody into anything. Find somebody who likes to.
There's
pretend
someone that wants you to
happens.
do this way
Yeah.
to them.
No,
There
I
is
guarantee-
someone.
I guarantee you. I
There's
can
a
find
whole
you someone.
site. I guarantee there's an app you can download and someone will come in and act this way for you and everyone will be
Realistic,
fine.
Yeah. Just find like that's the thing.
Use
But
a
rich,
stinger.
like you said with rich people, they're weird and then they're like, I want something I can't have.
I want it now too.
Mhm.
Like it's not like I can't wait.
Sexual assault.
Yeah.
But we weren't
God.
believed.
He's a liar. She's doing this for fame.
Harassing.
We were really
and
fucked up in the
Please go
2000s.
kill yourself.
Yes.
It's like a wildfire you can't put out.
I want to thank everybody for sticking with us through the ups and the downs. I'm sorry about some of it.
Okay.
Everything.
So between Justin Timberlake and Nick Carter, we're never gonna get this Backstreet Boys in sync tour now. They've
No,
on
they
that.
just that's
Ain't
done.
nobody gonna want to support
My
that.
brother raped you, and I know it.
Nick's younger brother
Aaron
was not
was
going
a
to keep
hero.
these secrets anymore.
No, Aaron was like, fuck
Aaron
Nick.
speaking out was huge.
But I warned Aaron.
People
They're
were
going
just
to
not
come
believing
after
him because
you.
he was
Somebody
on
shot
drugs
and
at
killed
this
a
time.
dead bird and threw it on my porch.
And we always say this: just because somebody's on drugs doesn't mean you shouldn't believe them.
No.
Brother, clearly he's doing it.
It only started when I became a voice for rape victims.
Aaron,
Because Aaron
Carter
and stuff was
family
raped,
dysfunction
he's
is-
saying.
here's what I
I
think.
like-
I think Aaron was more talented and Nick hated it.
Well, I think it was always a battle too because Nick was more, or yes, what you said, but Nick got more fame.
Yeah,
But then the
well,
parents Nick took all of Aaron Carter's money and blew it. So when he turned 18, he had nothing. Could you imagine?
Well, that would piss me off. But also imagine you need a group to be
Yeah.
good. I can do it solo. And I'm not saying Nick Carter isn't a good looking guy. Obviously, he's a conventionally attractive dude, but like Aaron Carter was adorable and
Aaron
cute.
Carter was getting more
and-
movie deals
Yep.
too. He was like in that.
He did a song with
Lizzie
Shaq.
He was with Lizzie McGuire in the Lizzie McGuire stuff.
But I don't think people realize how big Shaq was.
That too.
Huge. And to get him onto
And-
anything with you.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was like the biggest thing.
Made worse by money and fame.
Oh, drunk driving. I remember that.
Yeah, but
a part
who
a
of
famous
our
family, it's hard to get to the truth. I guess the best word to describe it would be lawlessness.
It was like watching a roller coaster become unhinged.
No, it was bad.
And
You
it
know,
just
like I was
worse
following
and
all
worse
this
and
shit. It
worse.
was
The 34-year-old
wild.
was found dead. Nick Carter faces new allegations of sexual assault.
Nick fucked with his brother?
Supposedly.
The truth is all going to come out.
Oh my God. I feel really bad for Aaron Carter now.
I
Like,
have
knew
been.
I mean, it's not that I didn't feel for him, but I'm just like,
No, he's like got fucked,
I just
dude.
didn't
Like,
know. I didn't know how much shit had gone down. Because
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
at the time, like, we were a little older. I probably wasn't following things, you know. But I remember when Aaron Carter died, it was super sad. And then I remember his mom kept saying, "This is bullshit." So I'm
yeah,
like,
no,
are we gonna get
it's wild. You got to watch it all because I was following all of it on like because like he popped back off on Twitter. I'm telling you, and like he was like following me, so I just thought that was cool.
Oh shit!
But then like
7th. Okay.
yeah, no, it was wild, and yeah, I think he was accusing his brother of raping him, I believe, and then maybe his sister. There's some weird.
What happened to the sister?
The sister died too of overdose. I'm like 99% positive on that.
I mean, I'm assuming it was something like that, but I'm just like, where was she? Because that was the thing the mom said about Aaron. She kept saying, if he would have been in this, there was like no water around the bathtub. And she was like, if it was this full and he was in it, there'd be water everywhere. But I'm like, that could also
Yeah.
be just a grieving mother.
True, yeah.
Bobby Jean Carter, the sister of Nick and Aaron Carter, a former makeup artist, has passed away from a case of overdose on drugs in Tampa Bay, Florida on December 23rd. God, right before Christmas at the age of 41 years. Okay.
Still
So,
young.
were they all taking Aaron's money?
Oh yeah, the family was taking all of it for years. Like when he turned 18, he had nothing. By the time he turned 18 years old, his bank account was zero.
I'm sorry, but if we would have found out like anybody we knew was harming their younger sibling that way.
The other thing is, my big thing is he was 100. He comes out heavy that he was never touched or molested by Michael Jackson, but he loved Michael Jackson. But the way he says things about it, I don't get the. I think he's heavily,
I love
telling.
Michael.
I think he's telling himself that also, though.
My mom made me pull over to tell me that Michael Jackson was dead. I love Michael Jackson as an artist. Who the fuck? But if nothing was happening, it's still inappropriate behavior.
Yes.
I personally think what may have been going on is he purposely may not have done things. And this is all speculation. He may not have done things with Corey Feldman, with Aaron Carter, with Macaulay Culkin because they were so popular and they could go out and go, nothing happened to us.
True. Good point.
Like we keep saying, money makes people do weird shit.
That's a very good point. The other kids that happened to
that. Imagine you
weren't
like you're hurting Katie at night.
Yeah.
You'd be like, fuck you mean. Or if
Yeah.
we were told by the one who grew up down the block from you that her brother was doing something. Whether we handled it or went to the police or the guys handled something would have happened. Like we would not have been able to say not that. That's not like when Brad hit Dan with a dopey mug. Tell me what you think about that.
Or when I hit Katie with the broomstick.
Or when you hit Katie with a broomstick, or like taking $1 off her dresser to get a blunt wrap. Like,
yeah,
if you were really harming, or we heard.
Wait. Remember when you ate her butter pretzels?
Oh yeah, and then I hid the bag in the couch cushion.
Because she was upstairs screaming about it. Mom, where are my fucking butter pretzels? And you're like,
remember that. I was
because I just told you, eat whatever you want.
Yeah, no, I was all drunk and I remember that. I remember being in the dark and going, I don't want to wake the family up. I'll just take these pretzels right here. And I went right back into the basement and then I ate like the entire bag. And then that morning I hear, oh, damn my fucking and I remember grabbing it off the ground and just shoving it into the couch
Hiding
cushion
it.
and laying on top of it. Like, I hope Katie doesn't get too mad. That's funny. Like, but if we if we really heard like Chris and Eric were doing, or like Jason and Chastity or anybody, we would have been like, we're telling somebody that something is not okay here. Like, that's so I don't understand how money, because how can you step back as a mother, as anything, and go, yeah, rob your younger sibling, and also this is going on. But if you're Nick Carter, and you're the main moneymaker, here's the beast. I really love that, Hobart. Thank you for opening the door. Shit, is there somebody here? He's got his prong collar on. Why are all the dogs going crazy right now?
Mine are too in my house, which is really weird.
Yeah. I'm just glad nobody got hurt in that tree falling. But no, yeah, I guess I didn't realize how much went down with Aaron Carter and Nick Carter. I didn't even know about the rape stuff until I saw this. Let me go let this bozo in. But yeah, no, the Jinx is, but that's, like I said, the theme of money, letting people get away with shit, because I don't know if I could do that. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I really don't. But so what do you think? We'll sign off in a second. What do you think is going to happen? Where are we putting?
Wait, I can't hear you that well.
Okay. Then we'll sign off in a minute if you want. But where are we putting our money on the big drop moment on this season of the Jinx? I think that somebody might die while filming. I really do. Or it's got to be the Kathy stuff. But if it's Kathy stuff,
I think they're going to find, I think they might be able to find where her body is.
But I'm like, what if they find her chopped up in the floorboards or some crazy shit?
I think it might be something very obvious, like right where they've been looking. I think it might be back at that house. Remember where he went back to look and he was standing out on the dock?
Yeah.
Their house. Like, she may just be there.
I think he's overheating. But that's what I mean. I'm like, are you just dumb?
Yeah.
Or are you just crafty? Because this guy, I think one of the friends helped him clean up Kathy. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. I think someone helped clean up. No one else helped kill
that one
her.
dude that he was dating.
Yes. Fucking yes.
I knew there was something I was forgetting, and I'm like, maybe that's it. But I'm like, I think you're right. It's probably something really basic, because I want to say he's a little guy. How could he do that? But then
he's not that big.
But then
unless his friends came.
You were chopping people up in Texas alone and moving them with a dolly. So,
but also if you gave your friends 10 grand back in
probably more than that,
the 80s or more than that, and you're like, hey, I need help moving this bitch.
Right.
What do you think? And also, hey, my dad can madly help us cover this up. So don't worry about a fucking thing. Like, just help me here. Yeah.
Seymour. Is there there's got to be a preview for tonight, right? You want to crank that out?
I would think so. Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah. The Jinx part 2. Or is it watch there be 10 views on it?
Yeah. No, I was sorry. I was thinking, I was checking my cameras because I thought maybe the neighbor kids come and ask if my dogs can hang out.
How did you get that gun the other day?
So my neighbor kids are obsessed with my dogs. So they come over every day and ask, can like Hagrid come out and play? Or can we go on a walk? So I didn't have a dog, but I ran into one of the kids and he was like, his mom doesn't want it. That was another kid's Nerf gun. And I knew it. So I'm like, am I like abating? Like, did you steal this gun from X, Y, and Z? But he's like, no, my mom doesn't want me to have this one. I'm like, well, does she not want it because it's his Nerf gun? But he came and got it yesterday. So I don't have the property anymore.
Oh my God. Wait. Oh, I was going to say they just dropped episode 3 but some guy just posted some dumb shit. That's what it is.
I was like, there's no way. Not till 10 o'clock.
Oh, it's him streaming a game. Pissing me off.
Dumbass.
And I was like, did somebody get a hold of it?
I mean, that's possible.
That's what I mean, dude. Why are they making this so no? Oh, wait, this is what I mean, dude. This is so weird.
I think I waited.
Views, that's it.
You get that many on like a freaking interview with a vampire.
Right. That's why I'm like, okay, 27-minute video from HBO, and it says chapter 3. Or this. Oh, it's the Jinx podcast. Why does it? Fuck that. Why can't we have this job? That's what I mean. They're making this hard as shit to find. And I'm like, this shouldn't be that hard to do. This is crazy. Oh, House of the Dragon shit. Are you going to watch that?
I've never watched Game of Thrones.
You don't need to. It's a prequel.
Oh,
I'm not pushing
then
it on
maybe.
You. Yeah, I'm not pushing it on you. It's not an obligation, but it just started playing automatically.
Oh.
So where is And that's what I mean, dude. Not all of a sudden because it's about to come out, but they start dropping all this extra House of the Dragon shit. And now I'm like, where is the prelude for the? Oh, there we go. There we go.
I was like, there's gotta be one.
2,000 views. That's what I mean. Curb Your Enthusiasm, 11K. I'm trying to find something that's like Hacks. That's reviewed well, but it's not super popular. 5,500 views. Everything has at least 5K, and then the Jinx. This huge thing that happened, 2,000 views.
2,000 views.
I think this is finally the correct thing. Bob.
Why does he do that? Just say it normal, Bob.
Dude, no, this isn't it. Like, they're really making this. I can't believe how hard they're making. Like, they had this. I watched it with my mom. Bonus episode. No, they're like making it really. So they're going by chapter 6, 7. So this would be chapter 9, right? This one.
Yes.
I'm glad people are seeing this in real time because I'm telling you, man, they're making it very, very hard to find anything about this or promoting it. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 month ago. Where's the one from 7 days ago? Oh my God.
No, it's gotta be. It's episode 9. That's how they did it because that's why they continued it from the 6 of before.
Yeah, no. It's nowhere on here. This is so fucking weird, dude. This is so bizarre. I'm like, trailer, Jinx Part 2, Chapter 9. I mean, nothing. I'm like, dude, The Strangers is scary. There's an ad for it right here. I remember that was scary when it first came out.
Yes. I actually did see that one.
That's scary imagery. I think I saw that at the Dollar Show 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago.
Yeah, I'm looking too.
Yeah, this is so try it. You can't find it. 9 years ago. Nothing. I'm like, this is so weird. Nothing. I watched the prelude for it. Or was that after the episode?
It had to be after the episode, but still, it should be.
It should be here.
Yeah.
This should not be that hard to find.
Huh.
I can't with this shit. I really think this family is paying to have it shut down. Now I'm like, you're going to make me log into HBO Max? Because I will. If I know my password.
Yeah, I can't find it either.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. Hobart, are you okay?
Yeah, I don't think it exists.
I'm.
But you would think, because it did. I think I remember watching it too after the episode. But so you would think someone would have pulled it from there.
I swore I rewatched it with Mom. Okay. Ew, what the fuck is this? Of the hand. This is odd. Use the arrows to rotate the edge. Why do they got this thing doing weird shit? Dude, and everything happens in New Orleans. I swear to God, everything. What are you watching right now? Because I'm watching.
We started Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, do you like it? Use the
arrows. It's good. It's a little slow.
Yeah, it's no Sopranos. How did you like the end of Sopranos?
Good. I mean, I knew it was coming, so thank God.
Yeah. But do you like it?
Oh yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, and then we watched the movie, which was the prequel to it. Yeah, so that was good. All
right.
That should have been a show.
Yes, I agree. What? This is my email on HBO. Okay, whatever. Fuck it. It's got to be. Or is it this one?
How you doing, Hagrid?
How is Haggard?
He's good. Come here, bud.
Hobart, I think, is passed out on the ground. I think he's overheating.
But I don't know. Oh,
I don't know why Hobart has his collar on, which tells me I think somebody's here.
Wasn't your nephew coming over?
Oh shit, yeah. Oh no, that might have got canceled, I think, because I told Mom I'm going live with you. Well, not because of us, but I remember she was like, "Oh, that's good." What the fuck, man? Dude, this is pissing me off about this Durst family turds.
No, they don't have it, dude. I'm telling you.
This is so weird. Where do I pay for Max? Because I have an email for my. Okay, what email is this to? Yeah, no, that is the right email. I'm like, this is. I swear to God, they don't want us watching this. Do you really want? Do you want to go to Southwest or? I think.
I'm up for whatever, kind of. I'm like 50-50. Oh, our Pride and Joy from the Downriver area is back on Facebook posting again.
75?
Yep.
What's he doing?
He got a new tat.
Stop it. What's it say? What is it? A lion?
I don't think it's a lion.
Is it Jesus?
Something for Detroit, I think. Let's see. I will find him.
This is really setting me off, dude. Like, I'm getting pissed off.
Yeah, it's the D with the city behind it.
No, he didn't get a D tattooed. Why would you get a Detroit D? You're not even from there. There's something wrong with him, for real. He's hitting licks with a cane.
He's got his jersey on backwards.
No, he doesn't.
I'm not fully following what's happening.
Stop it. No, he's not. He has a jersey on backward.
Just go look. You got to see it. Kind of similar to like when I told you to go check Snapchat the other weekend.
God, just send me the password or a link for it. Okay. What the shit? This is getting crazy.
Telling you, it doesn't exist.
This is so weird, dude. Okay, now let's see if we can make Robert Durst happen. That's the thing. I really would love to do a Bachelor with him, but I think people would think it was exploitive, but I'm like, no, dude, he's doing lines of blow and whippets. He went right out of a line into a whippet.
Exactly.
On his Facebook story. Where your family fights about politics. Right there for everyone to see. Right there. I'm going to fight, dude. Hobart, we're going to fight. I'm telling you, this bastard Robert Durst is really getting one over on me.
It doesn't exist, dude.
We're going to find it. It's the last thing I do. I swear to God. And I could be down for Southwest. The thing goes to like 2 a.m. though, too.
Yeah. No, they go all night.
Oh, here we go. We're going to make this work. I swear. I want to start watching that Hacks show because I heard it's good.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
And then Jason wants to talk about Dune this week. If you want to come on for that.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, friendships die hard. That's what this. Okay, I don't. The fact that I need to update my HBO Max because it has ads is crazy. So you have nothing planned today, though, right? Just the JINX tonight.
Hanging out with...
Late. Me and Mom don't even watch it together now.
Yeah.
I have been watching Parish with Gus Fring from Breaking Bad in it, and I am enjoying it a lot.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's pretty good. Who's the guy from Scream? Skeet Ulrich, the bad guy in the first Scream, Billy.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He's
I don't know
in
his name, but I know I can picture who you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you want to go see Star Wars? Nicole's never seen a Star Wars.
I could be down for that.
I mean, it's like $5. It's not even that much money. It's just, I bet you it's going to be packed.
Oh, yeah.
Never seen one ever?
The only time I watched one was in Miss Mayville's class in World Mythology, but she made us watch the first Star Wars movie ever made.
A New Hope, yeah.
Which is not in order, so I was confused as fuck.
Well,
thankfully, I will give one major shout out to someone you don't like. So-and-so's boyfriend was sitting next to me at the time, who's
Okay.
super into Star Wars. You know who I'm talking about.
Do I? Oh,
You don't
they're
like
dating now?
Yes.
They weren't dating at the time.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I got it. Did
Yes.
you know that I wrote
So
3
he
different.
explained the entire thing to me while it was happening, because otherwise I was like, I don't get this. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's not adding up.
When Eugene and Elaine were seniors and I was a freshman, they took World Myth, and I wrote them two and somebody else in their class papers on Lord of the Rings that were all different, and I was really proud of them.
Yeah. No,
Here
said
we go.
person helped me pass that class though, because I didn't care much for it.
She was too uppity about. Oh yeah, we're gonna get hit for copyright. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see if this will work. Okay, we're gonna get. I told you I was gonna get to the end of this. Oh no, not that! I'm gonna hit the wrong button. Damn it!
But I will say though, my
No, we gotta
neighbors
get
were
it.
super. My neighbor was super into Star Wars, so like I probably could reenact all of them by sound.
No, we'll plan it. We'll see if we're gonna go to the end of it.
After months, the actual trial is finally started. He did not kill Susan Berman, and he does.
Stick to Karen.
I think the
Part
goal
two.
of life is to somehow make more and more good choices. She was living this fantasy and protecting
He loved
Bobby.
him.
Susan Berman was always making up stories.
The last conversation I
See,
had.
that's it. That's what I think is gonna piss all the friends off. Is don't lie on her, dude. You already
Yeah.
killed her.
You already killed her. Don't make her look like an asshole now.
Right, for sure.
She said, I would tell
Unless she was, then
Right.
Prosecutors have a secret witness who can provide information about the murder of Susan Berman.
I'm going to play you an audio recording that we found. This changed my perception of something I've been working on for 17 years.
This has gotta be huge. This has gotta be huge, right?
I mean, for them to do in part 2 after part 1 was so phenomenal. If they drop it, like drop the ball.
What did they have recorded? Let's make a bet.
Dude,
right
the
now.
dude talks like a fucking canary on those jail phones. That's all I'm saying.
I think they
Who
found
knows
something.
what he's writing?
I think they
Too.
found something.
That's all red too, which for whatever reason he vaguely doesn't care.
I'm just trying to think, okay, what could they have access to? Anything the cops do, right? Like
Yeah.
public record. But I'm just
Yep.
like, they had to have found something. But how?
Also, his friend's about to talk. So
Right, yeah, friends are about to talk. Oh no. Oh no. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But we'll
Oh,
figure it
yeah.
out. Me and Nicole might go see Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I saw that 25 years ago, which is a crazy thing to say.
So what year did that come out then? 2000? Oh God. No, I'm pretty sure if we hear the audio going, I'm going to be like, I already know it.
It's a jam, dude. People hate
My
it.
neighbor had fucking mad surround sound and was obsessed with Star Wars. So it would be like a Friday night. You would hear, here we go. Vroom.
The one we sold lawn clippings
I mean,
to?
just
And
yeah.
your room was right by their house. Yeah.
Katie's room was right in the back by it, unfortunately. Mine wasn't too bad unless my went. I thought it was funny. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, they would blast that shit.
I mean, even if you're not into it, they are worth seeing for sure.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not into them. I just never.
No,
it's kind of one of those things too. When you haven't watched them and people ask, it's kind of something cool to say. No, I haven't fucking watched one, so I just kind of stick with that.
No, it's one of. I totally feel you on that.
My sister Katie said because her husband's super into Star Wars and all that, so she's had her watch them. She said it's just Harry Potter.
Yeah. Well, I feel
She was like, you could pinpoint the characters, Nick. She's like, you're gonna watch it and be like, this is so and so, this is so and so. She's like, it's just Harry Potter.
100%. But
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say that because people will get mad. But no, the basics. Yeah, I totally get it.
And that is coming. Also, that opinion is coming from someone who does not care about film, movies, Harry Potter, or Star Wars. My sister. So
They are worth
no
seeing
one
because
get mad.
They did change the game, so they are worth seeing even if you don't really care about it. But
I'm not dissing them.
Oh no, but it's one of those things where I feel that way about 007. Where if you weren't raised with it, it just goes. I've never watched a 007.
Just neither have I.
I might have went and seen one of like Casino
My
Royale.
grandpa might have thrown one on, and it was like on when I was like kid type of deal.
I think mom likes Goldfinger. I don't know, but
I've seen the Austin Powers.
Yeah, if you're not raised with it, you wouldn't know it. The only reason I watched Star Wars growing up was because of my mom's youngest brother, my uncle, because she didn't. She watched Star Trek.
Yeah.
So and now she likes both, but like her thing is Star Trek. So the only reason I know him is because of Becca's dad. So he took me, Elaine, Becca to go see Phantom Menace. And I remember being real excited as a kid when we left, and he was pissed. And then we saw the second one, and he literally was screaming and running away from us like through the atrium of the MJR Southgate after a certain thing happened in the third episode 3. I don't know, but I remember he just was going ballistic. And then my other uncle was like, "It's okay, everybody. We'll get to the car. Uncle Mike's just having a meltdown." And he was just going ape shit. And I was like, I kind of liked it, but I was a kid.
But
So,
yeah, you didn't want to say anything.
But I'm glad that we're older now, because now, like, we're adults. So we have a special place for the prequels. And honestly, I think it'll just be cool to go see Phantom Menace in theaters again. But yeah, the Jinx on at 10 o'clock is fucking things up.
Yeah, I literally thought it was 9 this whole time. I was like, I know it's only an hour difference, but it makes a difference in your sleep schedule when you're up at 7 or 6 every morning.
Next day.
Yeah, like makes a little bit of a difference.
It fucks up our whole live streams. I was like, that's what.
Well, yeah, because I go to bed. I essentially am up till like 11:30ish. I'm not going to be coming and talking to like me and you won't get on a live stream till 11:30 if we're lucky. Then talk for at least an hour to 2.
Right.
Like at that rate, I'm like, sorry, I'm out.
I'm done.
I'm out because I got to go to work on Monday. Unfortunately, I have a job.
No, that's the thing. Like
that shitty thing.
Right. And I need to get one, dude. I just applied at like 20 places. They all just keep telling me I'm overqualified. I'm like, I told my mom to dumb down my.
I was gonna say DoorDash, but you only have your mom's car.
Yeah, and I was just like, dumb down my resume, because it says 10 years at Ford as a team leader, and people are like, fuck this. She can't come. Like she's gonna be an overachiever or something, you know. But I don't know. Whatever. I put in a bunch of applications yesterday, so hopefully that goes well. But no, I don't expect anybody to. The second it said 10 o'clock, I was like, oh, this fucks up all our live streams, and then that tree fell in your yard, and
dude,
it jacked me up.
Craziest thing in my life. Yeah.
What time in the morning did that happen? It's huge, everybody. It's a huge
5:32 was when my cameras cut off and all my power went out.
When I showed it to Mom, she was like, holy shit.
No,
And
it's
I
the
was like,
biggest tree I have in my yard. Like literally me and you, if we even went like this, we might be able to reach around the trunk. Because that's the problem. My boyfriend and the neighbor next door's fiance was like, we'll get out here and just start, fucking chopping.
When somebody denied it, I was like,
my chainsaw couldn't make, like, it would take probably a good 10 minutes to get through the trunk. Like you'd have to like and like
if one of my trees fell, even the one out front, which is pretty big, I could probably find somebody we know.
So
I probably have equipment that could chop up some of it. But
they wanted to bring a crane.
Yeah, yours is like
just to like pick the bitch up and take it and then deal with it out. We had no idea that
you wouldn't have survived.
No. Well, where my room is, I would have, but my one dog for sure would have potentially been dead.
Somebody or something would have died.
No, it fell and hit nothing other than the fence and my power lines. So
how were the power lines?
It
went on fire, and Mom said that wasn't a big deal to report.
So that's what happened. So it crashed down, ripped the power box off the house, which then caused. I'm assuming now because there's a bunch of burnt wire, must have shot the wires on fire, which then exploded the generator at the other end of the block. So our whole block was out of power.
Did they make you stay in your house?
No, they didn't give a fuck.
One time, and Flower's dad was hoping that it would burn down the garage, and he was taking pictures from the back window. We were going to my friend Ryan I worked with's birthday.
Yeah.
And I'm always late, but this time we were going to be on time, and I was all proud. And I got to Flowers, and me, Flower, and Dan were about to go. And all of a sudden, Kevin, her dad, came out of the bag and was like, nobody do nothing. A power line fell, and that thing was scary as shit flopping around. It was scary. And then he was like, oh, the garage is going to burn down. I got to get pictures so we can get insurance money, which didn't happen. But when the fire department came, they were like, you can't leave the house. You guys have to stay, and we have to walk you.
They didn't even like talk to us. They were just like,
who's going to believe me when I'm late all the time and I go, oh, well, there's a flopping live wire. Like, that sounds like the lamest guy. And I was like, no, for real, this time we can't leave the house. The fire department won't let us out because they had to make sure we were all get out. And I was like, why don't we go tell the neighbors with the kids? Because it's flopping into there. It was scary as shit. I was like, I can definitely see why a live wire is scary as hell.
Thankfully, I think because it blew up I don't know electricity. So if someone's on here from DT and I'm wrong, don't get upset. I'm assuming though, because like by the time Rob and I got downstairs, there was no nothing was on fire or anything. I think because the generator blew that all the electricity was off.
Yeah.
Like anything that was just in the wire was probably there.
Transformer off?
It completely blew up it. So my neighbors then thought we lose power here pretty frequently. I will say it's like
well,
a
the
thing.
transformer for us is in our yard, and sometimes it'll overload, and so we're the first ones to know.
That's what the neighbors said. So they were like, "Oh, here we go again. The power is just out." But they said it was lighting up like green sparks, like it blew. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even hear that because I was panicking." Rob, well, I heard it, and I'm like, I thought a branch just came down because we have a bunch of branches, which we were meaning to trim.
Huge.
We were meaning to trim the tree, and then come to find out you can't trim these trees in the fucking summer. They'll die. I'm like, so I waited till summer to do something I can't do.
Yeah. Do you remember the tree that was in my backyard?
Yeah.
Forever? Yeah, no, it's gone now because I think
probably.
It was one of our grad parties, and they said we have to trim it to get the tent in the yard. And we were like, okay. And then the following year it was shocked. And it was like
you can't do that
4
shit.
different seasons all year round. And they said we gotta
they're
cut
like,
it down.
if we do that this year, then your trees are all gonna be falling. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I waited to do this. So I thought a giant limb came down and hit our wire, which I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because I can't also see from our windows that face the backyard without being like tippy-toed up.
Okay.
So I didn't see. Rob saw and goes, oh my God. I go, what? Like, you know me, like, what? And he's like, you just need to get down there. Because he's like, you're not going to believe me.
I was worried about
like,
dogs. I really was.
Everyone was fine. My neighbor yard. So then I'm like panicking because my neighbors whose yard, it's also like all the top of the tree.
Yeah,
which
they
is all
letting you use the yard, one of them, for your dogs?
No, so my yard's fine. So the fence is down. And thankfully the people next to us, we watched her dogs for years. So her dogs and my dogs are basically just hopping the fence where they can and doing whatever the fuck they want.
Did you send me that snap in Hagrid or Sirius?
At first we were, because before DTE got here, the wire was all down, so they couldn't go. And I'm like, well, what? I'm not walking 5 dogs.
Well, that's what I got scared of when that wire was on fire during that storm with us, because I was like, if that falls, because it made a noise, and then and then Hobart was going nuts and wanted to go out into the yard, and I was like, I can't let you out in case that wire falls, man, because you're gonna die. Like that. No, that's not happening. And he was freaking out, like, let me out there and check. And I'm like, I can't do that, dude. And it was on fire. It was bad. But no, I'm just glad everybody's okay. And
so we're good. Luckily, the tree literally fell. The fact it fell in the best possible way it could.
Yeah, because I was waiting for you to say, because that was the first thing I thought was, I hope the dogs are okay. And then I thought
they're fine. Yeah.
I still need to get out to see Nicole's house, and it's going to be smashed.
No.
That was my fear.
Nope, we're good. Everyone's houses are fine. Garages are fine. Just the fence, which technically we wanted a new fence anyway.
Dude,
so
at 5 a.m. is so scary.
I know. I'm like, what is? Rob didn't even hear it. I woke him up like something just happened. Basically, I'm like, a tree, something fell, like, because I heard it, and he's like, what? And I'm like, dude, we need to go figure this out. The power's out because like the fan shuts off. So I'm like, okay, power's out. Something's up. So I'm like, let's go figure this out.
Yep.
And it was the whole fucking tree.
No, because it's been a minute, and then it just kept being one thing after another. And then what was the other thing? And then I really will get off here and we'll figure out what we're gonna do. Without getting into it, Idaho 4 lawyers coming out swinging like 2 days ago.
Yeah, she's phenomenal.
Like, how come the state won't give nothing over? And I'm like, some shit is about to go down, man. It's about to go down in Idaho. Idaho. Someone got mad at a comment on Instagram I made. I was like, Idaho's sketchy. And they were like,
it is.
It's not. I'm a realtor. And I was like, it's sketchy. It's sketchy as shit.
It's weird out there. I used to go out there for work.
No, it's weird. It's odd. It's strange. And it's all weird. And that whole little trifecta area of Pullman and Moscow is weird. And me and you have been saying this from the jump that we think he was involved. But he did not.
He wasn't the only one there.
Did you see me going off on Instagram? Somebody was like, you're kind of onto something. And I'm like, dude, I know.
Scapegoat. Like, he's involved. I'm not saying, he has nothing to do with this at all.
I don't even think they used a sliding door. I stand
by. But he is not the tell-all, be-all, the only killer at all. There's no way you killed that many people with a knife. If he had a gun and went in there and pop, 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 boom, 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 believe it. All day. A knife with the amount of stab wounds that they're saying, get the fuck out.
No.
Shut up. I watched so many murder shows. No.
I was giving Mom a PowerPoint presentation, and I was like, look at this house on the TV screen. And I was like, they're saying this and this. And she goes, someone was stabbed 54 times. And I'm like,
I had to do CPR for 30 pumps. Like, do. Like, so that's kind of like a stab. Dude, that shit
tiring.
It's tiring. That's what I'm trying to say. And you have to, like, a stab, you got to get it through.
A fight in general is
like
exhausting, and your adrenaline.
Dude, your skin isn't just like, it's not like going through Jello.
No. I don't think people realize. Yeah, no. That's why when our friend's dad stabbed a possum, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Force you had to just do right. What are you doing, you lunatic? And but I'm just like, I don't think some people think that he wanted to get caught or like get away with it and show how smart he is.
Bobby Durst.
And I'm like, what if he did create the perfect crime to set up other people and it just backfired?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think he's a little odd. I think he's weird. I think he was probably involved somehow, but there's no way. And like I said, I don't think anybody walked through that sliding door. I think that they were already in the house. I think they were already in the house when those people, and I think they waited for them to go to bed. And I think those surviving roommates were threatened. I think they said,
too.
I think that there was 5 or 6 people in the house while this happened, and I think 2 or 3 carried it out.
Yeah, no, easily.
That's what I think.
Way more than one person, though. It's just not humanly possible.
I think those other roommates were told to text each other like, "What's going on?" And I think that they thought they're just getting the shit kicked out of them. And I stand by this. I've said it before. I think that Maddie Mogan was a bully. I think that she was mean, and they keep saying that she was the target. And I'm not saying anybody deserves to die. That's
no.
Nobody deserves that. It does not matter how you were. But I'm like, it says if you notice in any of these like remembrance videos and things like that, she gets lumped in with Kaylee, and they keep saying she was the target. She was the target, and me and you were saying I think it might be Ethan because that's the only odd man out. And I was like, he's the guy. And that's the only difference. Maybe he was the target. That was my main thought this whole time. But then I'm like, you guys keep saying it was that Maddie Mogan, and all that keeps coming out about her is that she was a bully and she was mean. And I'm like, I think a lot of people had motive. It doesn't give anybody a right, but I do. I think I do. I really do.
I agree.
But that lawyer was teeing off, and I've been meaning to talk.
Oh, she's phenomenal. Yeah, she's great.
And imagine getting a public defender who's from there who actually is like,
who's worked in the prosecuting office.
But this is also a perfect example of somebody without.
He worked for the prosecutor, dude.
We got Robert.
You know how he runs his case, or he or she runs her cases and sets them up.
They were low blowing each other. I would love.
No, also that I'm sorry. Like, as my best friend Erica, being a public defender, because she says it all the time. She has people come in and they're like, "Well, I'm just going to hire someone." That shit don't mean shit difference. It can, depending on your case.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, if you have just a basic DUI, go with a fucking public defender. They're not going to get you off on it. You're going to get the same. She's had people drop her, go get a paid attorney, and they get the same offer.
Yeah,
because it's just like. But now, yes, if you are fighting for your life, like Robert Durst, don't go with a fucking public defender.
But that's a perfect example. Look at how much money and how stupid you can act, and you can chop up bodies all day.
Yeah.
And now this guy.
But you have to, at the end of the day, you got to remember all these lawyers had to pass the same exam.
Yes.
Like,
well,
you had to pass a bar. Yeah.
She got saddled. They were just like, who's available that can take on a death penalty case? And they were like, her.
Yep.
And she was in lawyer talk. They were coming.
You have to also realize this is her only case. Like, even though she's a public defender, people can say, "Oh, she's overloaded." No, she's not. In Erica's office,
career-making case, though.
Yeah. No, that's oh fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those big cases, you're going to dedicate all your resources to it. He's getting all her time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So,
and I thought it was really smart in court because I just listened to it earlier. She keeps calling him Brian instead of Mr. Goldberger. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're making us see him as a young man.
You're trying to make him as a person.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, this is crazy. And
She's smart as shit.
It's a perfect example of Robert Durst with money getting to do whatever he wants. Brian Koberger locked up. And I think that I want to say like 50% of people don't believe either he was not alone or did it himself.
I don't think he was alone I think he honestly could maybe not even have been there. I don't know, but I don't think that's the case. I think he has something to do with it.
I think he helped somehow.
Yeah.
Something went down, but I'm just like, man, this is getting wild.
He drove them away. He did something. Yeah. But I don't, he 100% was not
the weirdest parts are like,
do you think
the weapon was in the house and when it got destroyed? I think that they cleaned up there, like not cleaned up.
It could be put down like the side of the house or the fucking blood's running on it. Those walls weren't that hot.
Well, that's what somebody said too. They said the way the addition was on was janky. So that's why blood was coming out. And I was like, oh no. Now, I don't know if I believe they were killed somewhere else. Me and you have talked about the drug thing being a possibility. I just think a lot of people had motive here. And Maybe it did go awry, but I don't think it did. I think that they wanted to beat the shit out of these people.
Yeah, no, it was a planned thing for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if people went to go scare them and then one person took it too far and everybody went, fuck it, let's do it. Because mob mentality is real.
Yeah.
That's a real thing that happens. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And everybody keeps saying all these things are far-fetched. And I'm like, I don't know if they are. I really don't, with how crazy
What's
shit
more
is.
far-fetched is to tell me Brian Koberger stabbed 4 people with a knife in, what was it, 15 minutes?
Oh,
multiple
well, now they
times.
moved it. It used to be 9 minutes. Now it's 14.
Oh, 14 minutes. Now in 14 minutes, I'm going to go do something for 14 minutes. No, it's not happening.
You know how funny shaped my house is? If you don't know the house and you're in the dark, it would take you longer to figure out where you're going.
Oh, you'd be tripping over shit. You'd be falling up the fucking
then murdering.
stairs.
And me and mom were debating that. And it was so funny when I said, I didn't even get far with my mom. I was like, they're saying he walked in here, went up here, did this, and this. And she goes, nobody does that unless they know you. And I was like, well, they're saying that. That's the thing too that came out. They were like, there is no evidence of stalking. There's no evidence.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, there's no conversations that they're,
And here's the thing too that bugs me. And then I really will get off of here is like, I'm on social media a lot, but I'm real particular about like not showing certain things, like in my home and things like that. But they were very into that. Like there's tons of TikToks of them outside of their home going, hey, I'm so-and-so and I live here. And I'm like,
basically, like, and then here as we go through a house tour.
I said it to my mom. I go, I don't think you guys could pinpoint going through my social media somebody, because I think you'd have 20 people who like my stuff and you'd go, well, they're here and they're here. And I'm like, yeah, but if you're putting yourself out there like that, especially on TikTok, it goes out to the regional area first. So they probably did pop up on his news feed and shit. He probably did follow them, but they were asking for that. They were
exactly
follow me. They were big on the social media thing. So I'm like, it's not hard for people to figure it out. It's not hard. And then there's I found out there was an arrest before him that they're not even talking. It's all weird, but I've been meaning to talk to you about that. But yeah, it just goes to show you when you have money like Robert Durst, you can chop people up all day. And when you don't have money, you end up taking the shit end of the stick like Brian Koberger. And my mom even said that. She goes, I don't know if I could convict a death penalty. She was like,
he does not. I'm fucking sorry. That is bull. Like he cannot get it. This is not a death penalty.
It might be a mistake for them to do that. They should have went for.
It is a mistake. Because if they had hard evidence, video of him 1-2 stabbing all 4 people, then yes, I will. You're a piece of shit.
Anything
you deserve, and out with all this blood on him, I would be like, okay, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
you cannot give someone the death penalty on this little of evidence. That is bull.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, could I be convinced as a juror to convict him if it was not the death penalty? Maybe. Depending on what I hear. Or
maybe.
See. If it's for the death penalty, I don't know.
No
if I
way.
Say,
I'm not doing it. I'm not. Nope. Not for not with what they're presenting. I'm not doing it. Nope.
And
for
I know there's more that's going to come out.
So he can never retry his case. He can never do anything after he's dead, dude. It's different if you give him life. There's shots in that. You know what I mean? Like he could still. Like there's no. There's not enough evidence. I'm sorry.
And that's the thing too. Is like I after work used to drive around to decompress, and I was
who doesn't?
Right, or I'll sit in my car, and that's why I was so grateful for Pokemon Go, because I was like, at least I know something I'm doing.
At least
now.
You have an excuse why I'm out. Yeah.
And so I kind of believe, and that's all you need to prove is like, did he go out to stargaze more than once? Did he go to walk these trails? And then it's already come out a bunch that he did run at night. He did.
Maybe he is just doing a line of heroin and going out there and staring at the fucking stars.
Speaking of that, I realized that's never been proven. All we have is like one guy from high school saying they did it before with him, but I'm like, is that true? Because what if I got in trouble? I could imagine people coming forward and going,
"Oh,"
and it's like,
dude, could you imagine the rumors that would come out? And I'd be like, "That's a fucking lie." I know that's a lie.
That's what I mean.
X, Y, and Z is true, but no, that's not. True.
That would be like I could see it getting blown way out of proportion.
Like,
we used to go out to the club, and now it's like,
dude, you're already down a rat. Trust me, I can already hear the things, especially like with you, just because of people love the drama.
I'm like, imagine some loner weirdo. People would all come out of the woodwork and say shit. So I'm like, is that true? Maybe you did it once, maybe you did, but there's no proof of him doing stuff.
actually sitting like and nodding out with people and like being,
Nothing.
which when you look at him, I'm like, he's still very like, you know,
I
when you
stand
do
by this.
drugs, you look like it. You see it. It
Yeah.
takes a toll on your physical body. He looks like his skin's clean and stuff is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and he was chubbier when he was younger. And I stand by this. If somebody's 6'4", like Omari's 6'4", and I'm looking up at him like this, that is the first thing you would notice. And saying somebody's 5'10" with bushy eyebrows is a bullshit thing.
I mean,
That's
I have a best
bullshit.
friend who's 5'11" as a girl, and like Rob is like 5'8" or 5'9". So like that's not that tall.
No, it's 6'4".
5'10's like average.
Yeah, 6'4" is you're looking up, depending on your height.
Oh, no, like with my friend who's 5'11", like there's a foot, like a head difference between us. It's
I also
significant.
didn't realize that Ethan was 6'2".
Like, I didn't know that. He was a big guy, yeah.
Fought, and I'm like, that's what like we were saying. Like,
so
fighting.
Him and Ethan fought. He stabbed 4 people, and in 14 minutes, he stabbed 14 people and fought with a dude. Fights go on for like minimum 3 minutes.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I think somebody crawled out that window. I stand by that. I do. I do. But no, like I said, it just goes to show you when you got money like Robert Durst, you can chop up bodies all day.
Yep.
This Idaho 4 thing, I think there was way more people involved, and money is covering it all up. I really do. And they in the town and the college are all covering it. It's like Jaws.
Yeah.
Blame the outsider. And I didn't realize that that was the other one. He was only living there for like 3 months. He didn't even know the area.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what? I don't know. It's all odd. And I'm really excited not excited, but like interested to see what comes out of it. But yeah, the JINX part 2, Robert Durst entertaining us from the grave, skin masks. The mask blew my mind.
Got the episode tonight, so more to come.
Yeah, we'll figure out if we're going to do that or go see Star Wars or go to Cinco de Mayo parades. But let me figure out where Brian's at. But yeah.
Let me know.
I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds. This is Nicole. Thank you for coming on, Nicole. I'm sorry that tree fell in your yard. I'm glad everybody's okay.
Yep. It's all good.
Robert Durst, man. And that's, like we were saying, I really do. I think this family is suppressing it.
I do too.
I really
100%.
do. There's no
all
way.
Day.
There's no, look how hard we had to log into.
They have all the money to do it, so it makes sense. It's like if this was Trump. It's the same thing if it was Trump. You know what I mean? Like money-wise.
No, anybody. Like, please, Hobart. It's like Succession money. But yeah, let me make sure Hobie's okay. But yeah. Robert Durst, man. Bob.